Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to One of Each, the Dumb and Hungry podcast, where we talk about our favorite food adventures and our favorite food groups. I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry, and I'm Mychow, and thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing all right. That's literally all it says.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome to One of Each, the Dumb and Hungry podcast, where we talk about our food adventures and our favorite food groups. I'm Angelo, the Dumb and Hungry.
And I'm Mychow.
Well, and thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing all right. Mychow, how you doing today? It's nice to see you.
I mean, I'm doing all right. We're here. I exist.
Yeah, I guess that's a good start. Yeah, all right. Well, it's good to have you back. It's been a minute, but I'm probably more relieved than you are, but that's fine.
But why?
I don't know. I just feel like it's been too long, and but I think you've had a nice time to, I don't know, disconnect, get away, and
Never long enough.
I guess not. But I know, because since you do load this so much, I thought I'd kind of soften the blow for you, and I don't know, get some people on and get them on here so that you don't have to talk as often, I guess. I don't know. Does that
Very
work?
helpful.
Okay.
I'm quite grateful.
Good, because that's what's happening today. So we got a couple of guests with us, so we want to bring them on, and we're going to bring them on right now. So let's welcome back John, but we also want to welcome on Daniel. So welcome.
Hello.
Yes, welcome everyone. John, I don't know if you realized that you were going to come back on so soon, if at all or ever.
At all, yeah.
But
Well, this is a succession plan in training, so that's what my notes say.
Yeah, it can't go fast enough.
no, I guess not. Mychow's like, let's get this done. Let's do this.
Cool. I am ready.
He's ready to sign out now. Just to those who may not recall, John joined us some time ago to talk about his adventures in Italy and kind of give us a little guidance on the places to go and things to eat and all that. So, but he's back. I'm not sure why, but we'll find out, I guess, as we go along. But we also have Daniel with us today, so welcome. And just tell us a little bit, I guess, Daniel, about yourself, where you're coming from, and all that.
Yeah, for sure. So, I guess, name's Daniel. Grew up in Los Angeles. So been here for a while. Been around the country as well for work, trips, etc. So, love food everywhere, but food in LA is the best.
Right on. That's good. That's a good statement to back up a podcast like this. So, excellent. We know Daniel by way of John, by way of his wife, by way of her sister. So anyway, moving on.
A lot of pains in that link,
What's a chalkboard? How do you do that?
Follow the path, people. Okay, keep up. But we're here to talk food and our food adventures, and things like that. But we just wanted to start off, of course, a little catching up and see what you guys have been up to. We'll be getting into a little bit into especially what Mychow's been up to, and Daniel as well. But what's been going on with you guys? Hope you guys have been doing okay. All right, not everyone join us.
This is a lot.
This is exactly how my work calls go. You pose a question with a group of people, and it's just silence.
Well, we'll just start
with
with
call on people. There you go.
We'll start with you, John. I mean, what is going on?
Not too much. We had the 4th last week, so we had a nice little gathering and did a bit of unnecessary and excessive consumption, but it was a good time.
You want? I mean, what exactly did you consume?
What did we have? Well, Sir Dumb and Hungry himself had his own burger pop up, so we had some of your burgers, your caramelized onion burgers, and then we had ribs. We had a lot of vegetables, which is very unusual for our group. but I think it's a sign of the times and a
Growing
reflection of how rapid. Exactly, I was about to say a reflection of how rapidly our bodies are deteriorating. So it was nice. It was finally a balanced meal. It took
That
30
cliff
years.
hits hard at 30.
Yeah, it's a switch goes off.
Thank God I was not there.
Okay, you dodged that one. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, the 4th was nice. Had a nice meet up with friends and everything. And yeah, a lot of food, but a good balance, I'd say, of different things. So it's pretty good. Yeah. What about you, Daniel? What's going on?
Yeah, so fourth had so I guess John and I shared in-laws. So that's the link in this long chain, shared
I
in-laws.
see.
They came to town and stayed at my place with my wife and I, and that was fun. Little bit of stress, but a lot of food. So a lot of dim sum, a lot of home cooking seafood. So it's a good time over the 4th. And then, as we'll talk about later, did some Anime Expo stuff, which was my first time going, which was a ton of fun. And then went back to work, which is not fun, and actually had to go into an office, which is new, which that's kind of weird. But yeah, I guess that's just also a sign of the times. Got to go back into physical offices.
Dang.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, for the last couple of years, it's all been remote, and then finally the order came down. It's time to show up. So everyone assembled. It was bring your own computer day at work, and everyone brought their gear, got set up, and now I drive in and I'm a corporate. I guess I was a corporate drone before, but now I'm a corporate drone in the office, so it's different.
Please tell me it's at least hybrid.
Yes, Tuesday,
Okay.
Wednesday, Thursday in the office. Yeah.
Okay.
Kudos to you guys for holding out for so long.
That is true.
It was it's a process. There's still a lot of people who, because I mean we hired way more people than we had desks for, so there's still a lot of people who are not, but it's a process.
So people are like working
Turns
from
out people need desks.
They do.
Yeah,
Are they working
especially. Yeah. Sorry, Angela.
No, I mean, are they working from like break rooms and utility closets and I don't know.
Conference rooms.
Fortunately, not that crazy. The ones who they didn't have space for are still just working at home. But,
Nice.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Although our conference room, like AV solution's pretty terrible. So all of us joined the conference calls from our desk, which is really weird to have like 3 people all on the same call, like sitting next to each other.
Right.
So work in progress.
Well, the audio bleeds in, I guess, when you kind of do those things.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I feel it gets a little weird. I am curious though for the working man. Is it? Did we get Monday off? Because the holiday fell on a Tuesday. So.
Oh, I did not. Did anyone else? Like that was definitely a big surprise coming up to the week. Was like, wait a minute, like nobody told me this.
Yeah, I had to take it off for AX. So
That's right. But it wasn't guaranteed like a holiday. Or anything.
Yeah, I had to use PTO for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Tuesday.
No charity for us either. We were just part of the regular working man population.
Okay. Well, next year I think it'll be similar. It should fall on I think a Thursday. So
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I don't know about you guys, but I got Juneteenth off this year, which was my first time, and I was like, yeah, extra holiday. Like this year's awesome. Yeah. And then like 2 weeks later, it's like, wait a minute. Like I know where they got this day from.
Oh man. And that's also a holiday that'll move around. So
yeah.
Anyway, just be prepared. All right. Sounds good. Well, what about you, Mychow? I think this would be a good way to kind of segue into what's going on. But yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's been since the last time that I was on it. A lot's gone on. New York happened. AX happened. Some Rilakuma event thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's just a lot going on.
Wow.
It's gonna gloss over that last one, I guess.
Oh yeah. I'll show it later. But
that's dope.
yeah, they had a Rilakuma US tour or whatever. So Oli went and she bought some new Amerikuma bears.
Remind me what that is. That is an anime, I suppose.
No, it's like I don't remember who, but it's someone's reaction, or I guess response to Sanrio. So it's the company's SanX, and they have their own like mascot characters. Rilakkuma being the what's it called? The Hello Kitty version, their version of Hello Kitty. And
So
this one,
it's okay.
it's a little bear, and it's got America themes.
I mean, it's a bear.
That's totally themed.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not
you'd
a bear,
say
actually.
it's a bear, Angelo, but I feel like you're not understanding quite like the impact of this.
Well, let's take a look. We have many pictures of bears here. Of this.
It's not a bear. It's like Hello Kitty. It's something in a bear suit.
Oh wait, so is this part of the Hello Kitty franchise, or is it?
No,
It's a separate thing.
Competitors.
Let's see, okay. It does ask: is Rilakkuma a guy or a girl?
Nobody knows.
Yeah, you don't need to get into that.
And they got a gold one for the U.S. tour.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
20th anniversary.
I mean, when they go on tour, quote unquote.
I don't know. Like they just had, like they had what for this event or whatever. It was just they were in a bunch of cities in the U.S. where they had like the exclusive merch. They had a pet photo op with someone in the suit. So in this, like with one of the characters in the suit. So that was cool.
It's like a pop up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just for a weekend in each city.
Right. But with bears instead of food, and that's why Angelo got confused. He's like, it's not the language, not a communal language.
Who knows?
But it's exclusive, like everyone can understand, like exclusive, time limited.
Yeah,
right.
That's
important stuff.
Collector's item.
So it just lives there now. Yeah.
She was planning to buy like one or two things. She bought so much.
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
Yeah. It's the week before AX, though. That's the unfortunate part.
It's exclusive.
Ooh. Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Very cool. I mean, as for myself, I'm just been eating as usual. So nothing.
Do you do anything else?
Mostly eating. So.
I mean, you were cooking, so that's like kind of both ends.
Yeah, I guess so. And burning myself. And,
it's just a means to an end.
Yeah. It really is.
Why don't you elaborate on burning yourself?
I don't know. I just so I bought this griddle, like a flat top griddle from Blackstone, as most people do when getting into that kind of thing, and I just it's hot. The grill is hot. That's all I can tell you. So just there's a pro tip right there.
Mind blowing.
Grill is hot.
That's what the people come here for. These pro tips.
Mm-hmm. This is high quality content, people. So.
Right.
I mean, I appreciate that. I think my lesson is, if I ever approach a griddle, to wear a fire suit. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, I mean, really, the only thing I think overall, the cooking and everything went well. We made smash burgers, fried onion burgers specifically. The only thing is that, again, it's hot, so I didn't have gloves or anything to really protect from the heat, and I don't do this too often, so just not used to it. So it was hot, so I had another chance to kind of do another round of them, and I did buy a set of gloves for that, and that worked out a lot better. But we'll see if I keep doing it or do it again anytime soon. But it was fun. And they turned out pretty good, I think. John was there; he could tell you. Probably threw him out.
It was pretty good, I think.
Okay, that's good. Good start. Let's see. I'll send you something. I'll send you. You're checking the mail. So as far as other things, though, as far as what I've eaten otherwise, some things I wanted to mention. Dim sum's always good. So we met up with some friends to have dim sum at Atlantic Seafood, out in that Monterey Times Square. Is that what it's called? Whatever it is. So
Atlantic
it's just
Times Square?
Atlantic
Sure.
Times Square.
Is that what I call it?
I've got a question about dim sum for you guys. So all the names, and as the white guy, I guess, of the four here, I cannot keep track of the names, man. There's NBC.
I don't either.
There's Capital, I can only know street locations. Like if you tell me it's that corner, I got you.
Oh,
I'll be there.
Okay, so in that respect.
But if you're telling me if you tell me like, oh, it's like we're going to like NBC seafood, I'm like, that means nothing to me. I have no idea.
those are just letters that people strung together. It's like, well, I think generally speaking, at least here in LA, I think Capital is a big one. That's probably Capital and NBC are probably the big ones that people know more commonly. But so I don't know. What are the other ones that come to mind?
The ones that people know or the ones that you frequent?
I think that people know fairly well. Like if you were to ask someone who may be a little more familiar, I think that they would bring those names up more commonly. So there's I don't know, but the things that as far as what they offer, I think the offerings are fairly similar, right? I thought that's what you were going to talk about, like the dishes that are served. That's what I can't keep track of, right? All the different names,
Oh, well, yeah. I'm not the one who orders, right? I have the privilege of being. Like, if they walk by and I try to say something, they just look at me and they're like, "No, we're not here to talk to you."
Right,
so
exactly.
I leave that to everyone else.
Well, I didn't have that I didn't have that privilege this time because in fact, I'm the one who's doing the ordering, so that's a big problem.
It's the biggest
So you guys
mistake.
went hungry, is what you're saying?
That's correct. They just starved. They just gave us. They just gave us tea or something.
Teas all around.
So I don't know. There's certainly those that stand out as far as locations. But I don't know. We'll have to find I'm sure there's a list somewhere of like.
Well, there's one that we don't go to too often, but to take one out of Daniel's playbook, because I have no idea what it's called, but it's for the 99 ranches on Del Mar and Valley. They're pretty big ones on the third floor of some shopping center. That one's pretty popular too.
Exactly. To me, that one's just the fourth floor, like dim sum place. Yeah,
exactly.
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. Up an elevator.
Yeah. No kidding.
99 Ranch. That's the dim sum place.
I feel like that's just how ubiquitous they are, right? Like you don't need a name, you just need a street or something, and so it's like, okay, we'll just go to that one.
I think the only name I know is Lunasia, for better or worse. Like, I guess they're a big enough place that I'm like, okay, I remember Lunasia.
Yeah. I'll one up you, and I know Elite. So Lunasia and Elite. The rest of them are just street names.
Yeah, Elite for sure.
Well, the thing about Elite, though, I think they're still closed. Maybe we'll have to fact check that, but I think they're still closed because of a fire that they had to go through or whatever.
Oh, damn.
So
they had to go through
to endure, but I think they're still closed, unfortunately. But I can tell you that Atlantic Seafood is not closed. But yeah, so I chose that place because I guess I do go there enough where I'm just kind of comfortable with the setting and getting there and whatever. But I guess also it's just one of those places that still offers the food in push carts. So people go around.
Are you a push cart fan?
Well, I wanted the people I brought. I don't think they've had dim sum like that, or they haven't been to the SGV to experience that kind of thing. So I wanted to give them that experience. Otherwise, I'd probably be okay just ordering off, a sheet of paper, right? Checking off the boxes and all that. That would be okay. But
yeah, I feel like, I like the push carts. It's nostalgic, but I feel like what happens every single time I go to a place with a push cart, there's always like one dish that you're like, I want that one, and I can't find it. And then by the time it comes around, it's 40 minutes later, and you're like, I'm not quite as excited, but I've been waiting so long, like I still need to get it.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what I dealt with. Yeah, that dish in my case was I think it was the hargao.
It's always the hargao every time.
Yeah, it's like we got, as I was pointing and calling out to different carts and stuff. And they were I was asking for hargao, but they would give me things that are similar to hargao, like some shrimp-like filling in a steamed rice wrapper, but it's not quite the hargao. It's like it's the shrimp with vegetable, or just like vegetable for some reason. I don't know. And they said, "Is that good?" And I don't want to say no. And I'm already deep into it. I'm like, yeah, okay, fine. I'll take it.
You've shown me 5 different things off the cart.
So I'm just kind of exasperated right now. I'm desperate, so I just get it. The other thing I had a hard time finding was, but I did get, was and already forgot the name, as John refers to them as the footballs, the fried mochi-ish,
footballs.
What do you
Those are
call
classics.
those?
The fried pork
Footballs.
bun? Oh, pork balls.
Yeah, but what's the proper name?
You want the Chinese name?
Well, you sure?
And
Ben.
silence.
Yeah, I can't remember. I even now it's like because
See,
I
my
just
problem is I go to dim sum with John, so I also just know it as football thing.
correct. I think that's the
It's-
shortcoming here. It's
it is called hamsoidol,
okay,
but I just refer to it as a football thing. I don't order anything at dim sum either. I try to sit as far away from the
Right.
aisles as possible,
right.
and then I send my wife off into the crossfire so she can do all the ordering. Because that's the other thing too that's difficult if you don't speak the language is when the cards come by,
Mhm.
they're all sealed in metal containers that you can't see through them.
Exactly.
And so
So
it's
you
really easy.
you kind of have to
miss
guess,
things.
or you have to observe when they go to adjacent tables, like to
Or
see
you
what
have to
they're
know
serving
what you
out
want.
there.
Yeah.
And if they have something that looks similar, even though they're all like instant wrapping dumplings or something, like they all look similar, but it's like maybe that car has it, so maybe they'll have the one I'm looking for. And if I say the name remotely close to what it is, maybe they'll know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And most of the
And
time,
then once they realize that they have an item that's hard to push out, they will confer amongst themselves and be like, "Oh, this table over here keeps ordering the shrimp wrapped in rice paper. Let's keep bringing it over there." And that's why you guys had 4 orders of it.
yeah. Well, we didn't to start, but
Right. And then it got overwhelmed with
we
shrimp.
got several orders of things that were like that, but then yeah. And then when it finally did come, it's like, yes, I want like 3 or 4 orders of that. Please put them on my table now, And then you get all the stamps. It's all the anyway, that's how they
Right.
stamp.
Bingo.
So anyway, yeah. So that was dim sum. We also had a chance to visit Bakari. I don't remember if I've been to Bakari before. I don't know if any of you have, but it's a restaurant.
Like wine, like the all-you-can-drink wine bar, lunch, or lunch and dinner, I guess.
All right. Well, I wasn't even aware of that, but okay, good to
Okay.
know. My takeaway is that it's small bites, like tapas style, with influences of Spain, Italian, Mediterranean dishes like that, but things that are meant to be shared. But there are several locations throughout LA, but the one we went to was the one on 3rd, which I think is one of the more well-known ones. It's not too far from the Grove on 3rd, and the food is good. It is good, but I think a lot of people certainly go there for the vibes. When you go to the storefront's actually it's like a tunnel. It's like this kind of tunnel kind of lined in brick or whatever, and you kind of walk through, and then it opens up to this larger outdoorish patio kind of setting. Nice greenery and trees and coverings, and just a nice place to hang out. I think again, I don't drink too much, so I don't know too much. But if you're saying that they have all you can drink things, then that would be something worth kind of looking at again. I don't know, but
yeah, no, I agree with you though. It's definitely more of a vibe check spot. That whole street though is a pretty it's got a lot of options on that street.
Definitely
it's
does.
A good place to hang out.
And I will say, while we were having dinner, I was suggesting, because on that same block, I don't know, Mychow, if you can picture where that is, but it is only like not more than a block from Slab Barbecue. So I was thinking, I wonder if after we had dinner, we could stop by, maybe just for.
That's the normal progression, right? After you have some Spanish tapas, you're like, let's get some brisket on that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this
is how they traditionally do it, right?
I mean, you guys don't do that? I mean, what? Sadly, we didn't. But what we did instead, since we were in the neighborhood, I suppose, or at least reachable, we took a visit out to Larchmont Village, and we visited the new Leven Bakery. So Leven is a New York-based bakery, super popular, that's made its way out here with their first brick and mortar location on Larchmont, and they are known for their cookies, right? I don't know. Have either of you or any of you tried them before?
I have not, but I got a thing in the mail that was like one free cookie from Leven to celebrate their opening. So I'm waiting with like anticipation for what you're about to say. Like if it's good, I'm going after this.
Well,
to get some cookies.
that's the thing. It's like I will say, yeah, to start, I really enjoyed it. I don't want to overhype it because maybe it's not to what you expect it to be, but I think for what people have been talking about, it is a great thing to try. I actually had the chance to try it before. Not that I went to New York, but they offer the cookies to be shipped, nationally. So I don't know. I think it was during the pandemic or something. So I'd ordered it and I tried a set. They come frozen, and you just kind of reheat them in the oven. And so the cookie is, I don't know. It's if any you can remotely maybe describe it better than I can, but it's like cookie meets scone kind of deal. I don't know, but
Yeah, it looks huge.
yeah, it's huge. It's like a hockey puck or something,
Are they like gooey kind of on the inside, or is it like pretty crunchy all the way through?
It's a soft interior, almost
Ooh, my kind of
almost
cookie.
gooey. Yeah, it's kind of gooey, wet thing there. So the outside is definitely more. How do I describe it? It's like, I don't want to say it's hard, but it's like it's got a firm exterior, I guess. But then when you bite into it, yeah, it's gooey, and it kind of gives away to your bite. And this is the most popular. This chocolate chip, like walnut flavor, is the most popular one. And but they also have other flavors like this one, like double chocolate, or I think they had like a Rocky Road, I think, on special or something.
Oh, cool.
But you can see, like, maybe for scale, like how large these balls of dough are. I think the trick is that it's because they're so large, they bake it at a slightly higher temperature to give it that to allow it to cook through, but also give it that kind of that exterior or whatever that it is. But yeah, I mean, you should definitely go out there, check it out, especially if you have like a coupon for a free cookie. I mean, like, why would you say no to that?
I know.
mean, that's
$12 coupon right there, man.
the cookies are $5. So
All right.
and they have other baked goods as well. But I think most people go there for the cookie. When we went there, it was probably about, I don't know, like 8:00 or something, sometime in the evening, and the line was still pretty deep. I think we waited about, I don't know, 40 minutes or something. So originally, actually, I wasn't. Although I've had my share of waiting in line, but I don't know. Initially I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to like bring him in, bring these guys to wait in a line. But for something
Like Daniel said, 30 changes you, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you've had us suffer through lines with you, but these people get preferential
Yeah.
treatment.
Right.
They're the VIPs.
The real friends.
But they're the ones who they're the ones who convinced, like, yeah, let's just try it out or whatever. So we did. And actually, so it's right across, I think it's pretty much right across the street from Salt and Straw that's there.
Oh, so it's the northern part of Larchmont.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we, well, one of us waited in line and the rest of us went to get Salt and Straw first. And,
Sure.
pass the time. So that's,
Pass the time with some delicious ice cream.
exactly. Yeah, so that's
You were
the event.
sharing there was like a Diddy Reese situation happening, right?
It could
With
be
the-
potentially.
the-
You could get a couple
that'd
of.
be a monster like ice cream
Yeah.
sandwich with
Yeah,
like
it'd be
these
huge.
cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like you would
don't
need
look at the nutrition facts.
don't look at no, you don't. Yeah, I imagine you buy a pint, like you buy a small pint of ice cream, and then you just sandwich the levain on top.
Right. You
between
remove the outer packaging and you place it on the
And that's it.
cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to
it.
scoop it out. Yeah, you just want to peel.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
Just take a knife.
yeah, slice through the packaging. Yeah, get a clean, kind of thing around, and then just, yep, it's good.
Serves
move.
one, Angelo.
Oh man. I know we're kind of running along here, but I mean, like some other places I wanted to mention though. We've mentioned this place before. Out in Long Beach, there's a place called Slap Muan. John came over one time, and we, I had immediately said, like, yeah, we need to eat something. So,
Of course.
but they have these Cambodian flavored like chicken wings. So, like dry rubs, wet sauces or whatever. But John, do you remember how it was or what you had? I don't even to recall.
I think I was just so mortified by the fact that we were supposed to eat deep dish after that I just couldn't even enjoy the wings. I was just
Wait,
like,
that's the
please
same
survive
day?
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
wings and
I just
pizza is
hope to
like a
survive.
classic combo, though.
That's what I said.
It is, but this is the Detroit style pizza on top of a regular order of wings. It was a lot. The wings are good. We had, what was it called? It was a Cambodian dirt was the dry rub one. So a lot of citrus, a lot of lemongrass flavors. It was really nice.
Good.
And then the other one we had, I don't think it was very Cambodian. It was a habanero mango.
Yeah, but it was also
so tasty.
Good. Yeah, and then as you said, we wanted to chase that flavor, so we got some deep dish pizza after that. Not deep dish, but like Detroit style pizza. I mean, we went out there. So there's a place out in Long Beach called Valentino's, just a local spot. I don't think it necessarily, like, for most people, they probably won't know it unless they're there or they're in that area. But they serve like Italian stuff, but they have this like Detroit style pizza. And what that is basically just raised like sourdough like bread, pan pizza, square shaped and kind of I don't know. So that kind of thing. So it was okay. I thought it was all right. I think John's kind of on this kick to try out different Detroit style pizza places. So that's just one place there, I guess, since he was there anyway. So
it's a good style.
After his pizza experience in Italy, I think he needs some love and care from Detroit.
It really sounded like it. Like it really did a number on him, it seemed. So I'm not quite sure, but okay.
It's my rehabilitation. Doctor's orders.
Yeah. But one other place I did want to mention. So I work out. Not work out, but I work.
Yeah, I was going to say what?
I was going to say finish that thought.
Is it 2 words or one?
It's like that's right. But I kind of more west and there's a spot that I had found. I took some coworkers to. It's again a small place, a local place called Pick Your Plate, and it's a Filipino kind of fast food joint. And what that is really, when we say that, is if you can just picture walking into a space and there's like kind of this cafeteria style kind of thing. You have like the glass and like the different trays of food that you can pick from and you point to, and that's kind of what they refer to those, like you point to your foods. And it's different, Filipino dishes or whatever. And, before that, we were probably getting a lot of, like Thai food, Indian food from places that were pretty good. But then, I just wanted to see if we could venture out a little more. And so I came across this place and said, let's try it. And, I got to say, like, it's a great place. Not only because the food is, it's great, it's well cooked, you got a good variety of your standard Filipino fare, but the people who work there are incredibly nice, very hospitable, and very kind, and it just I think it's good enough for for us to come back, regular. I feel like also the value of of what you buy is just, it's kind of it's actually quite good. So I mean, like a one item plate, for example, like a combination plate, is like it's like $8 or $9, and it's, just think of that, like, that styrofoam container, right, with like the three things, and then even if you get one item, they just like fill that container, like half the container is the food, and then like the other half is going to be like rice or noodles, and so even like a one item is like crazy, and 2 items is like $11-$12, whatever, and it's a lot, but it's great value. So I feel like it's ruined us, because even like when I think about it, like fast food these days isn't really cheap anymore.
Trying to get like Panda Express one item is like $12 at least.
Yeah, exactly. And sure, they'll serve it in the same approximately safe size container, but at these places, it's like they'll fill it up. They'll just like pack it in.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
So this was a place that I really enjoyed. And then it's crazy because even though I introduced them, it's like these guys are going a lot more often than I am, because the food's great, the people are really nice, and it's just a great local spot out there. So that's pick your plate. But with that, yeah, we're just speaking of more food. Again, but we want to thank everyone for joining us. We keep talking about our food adventures, these local spots and pop-ups and everything in between. We got good food and good people that we come across. But we wanted to kind of talk today about some things we've kind of alluded to already. I'm gonna kind of let Mychow kind of take it away here because he's been off on some pretty interesting adventures. So kind of let you see, share what you've been up to with that.
Okay. Yeah. So about the time that you did the Italy episode with John, I was actually on my way to New York, for a friend's wedding is what it was. So she's been planning it for almost 2 years. So glad it finally actually happened. We went to New York. It was actually my first time as an adult, going to New York. First time with a job, basically, not with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it was
being in
completely
control of your monetary decisions.
Yeah. Ooh, never a good thing for me though. But it was good. It was a lot of fun, honestly. Like we watched a play. What else did we do? We went to. The first thing we did, because we got there early, we took a red eye. Ended up getting bagels for breakfast. It was great. I didn't know this, but apparently they don't toast their bagels in New York. So yeah. But
is the bagel really better?
I don't know. I'm gonna say yes compared to like bagels I've had here, but it's not too often. So
well, where would you get bagels here? I'm just curious.
Like
Noah's, right? Sure.
Yeah.
So
on Larchmont.
Yeah, exactly.
But forget that. I'm just gonna get.
What bagel did you have in New York?
What's that?
What bagel did you have in New York?
We went to a Leo's Bagel. It was because we were staying in the financial district, so it was within walking distance from the hotel. So we dropped our stuff off and walked there. It was freaking huge. It was like $18, but it was massive. It was like the size of my face with the thickness of a hockey puck.
Is that
like 2 hockey pucks?
Is that at least 3 C's of thickness, or
maybe 4?
That is quite thick. So
yeah. So it was really good.
What was in your bagel?
I would go back. I forgot which one it was, but it was one of the specialty bagels. It was cream cheese.
Of course,
that one in there with the salmon.
Oh, isn't this like a lox bagel,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah, and that exact one, and it was huge. So
excellent.
for $18,
did you finish it?
Yes. That's not a question, John.
You're like who you're asking.
I'm a host of this shit.
Right. Well, I'm trying to learn what do I need to do to be able to be a good successor, and I'm starting to realize I don't want to be.
Oh, we started training you years ago for that part.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
so I will say, that was the only bagel we had, though. Unfortunately.
Well, okay.
So,
okay.
What else did you have? If not bagels.
Pizza. The usual.
Okay. That's an acceptable New York choice.
Is there a pizza highlight?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a highlight per se, but it was like not middle of the night. It was like 10 p.m. Oli and I were just hungry, and there's like a pizza place past Trinity Church near our hotel. It was, what was it called? Sienna Pizza and Cannoli. That's the first time I ever had hot honey on a pepperoni pizza. I didn't know that was a thing either.
Hot honey? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
On pizza.
Sure.
It was good. It was really good. I have hot honey in my cabinet now.
Yeah, good.
Good enough to... See, as someone who doesn't live in New York, to me that feels like the quintessential New York thing. It's night, you're walking by, like you get a slice, you're eting it on the side of the street or something.
Yeah.
That feels very New York.
New York, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or Spider-Man, one of the two, I don't know.
Close enough, right?
So did you have yours as a slice or did you get a whole pie?
Okay, wait, well, we had slices because they were huge slices. Not gonna lie, that place is pretty good for the price.
Did you do the New York like fold the slice into the like taco thing?
You kind of had to because it was a thick. It wouldn't stand up on its own, basically.
Yeah, that's classic.
So they have they also had those square slices, which were more specialty pizzas. They were pretty good. I forgot which one we had, but it was like a caramelized onion one with mushrooms.
Okay.
And sausage, I think.
Oh, good. That's killer.
Yeah. It was great. It was better because there was another pizza place we went to after we went to the play, and it was just on. It was like right off Broadway. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like it was the only place open at like 11 p.m. But that was the one where you're just on the side of the street eating a slice of pizza.
Neat.
Yeah, and then what was it? We also went to the Chinatown there, and my friend's friend recommended like a Mychow. It's like a Chinese bakery, so that was pretty good. Their what is it? Pineapple pork bun? We all agreed it was their best item on there. Definitely recommend if someone goes. It's a really small hole in the wall. Like you could either order. There's a tablet outside to order from, or if you order inside, with cash for a discount. So
that's when you know it's good. Cash discount, baby.
Yeah. So it sounds like one of those takeout dim sum places. You know, like Wongkok, right? We have here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
very similar.
Be like one of those. That's cool.
Yeah. So that was a good breakfast. That same friend, I forgot, because she lived in New York for a couple years, I think. She went to school in New York for a little bit. She also recommended a place called Surutontan.
Okay.
It's like a soba. Yeah, it was a soba place. With massive servings.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Like if you go to a soba place here, think maybe 1.5 or maybe 2 times the size of the bowl.
Excellent.
It was worth going to that one for sure.
And what did you end up ordering there?
Udon. No, soba. No, it was udon. Sorry.
Okay.
But which one? I don't remember. Because it was... If I look at the menu, I probably could.
As he's looking at it, I am curious, like what you could...
You need to take a picture of every meal you have, right?
Did, actually.
Oh, see?
That doesn't mean I know what it is, just looking at it.
Oh, all right, well. 2-part problem.
Yeah.
Is there a menu?
So I'm just curious for John and Daniel. I mean, you guys have visited New York before, I imagine, right? In your own respective times and whatever. I mean, this experience so far, I mean, like how's it lining up, I guess? I'm just curious. Have you done similar things? You had similar things?
So I guess similar to Mychow. So I went once as a kid, and then I went once as an adult, but it was for work. So like I didn't get to like be a tourist too much during the day. So I was just kind of hanging out at night after. I was there for work, but I was on my own, so I kind of got to do my own thing. So like, I mean, I'm trying to think, what did I have? I got sushi because when I was for work, I was like, I'm always expensing sushi. Like that's my number one. So got sushi one night. It was pretty good. And then also got a pizza. And then I think the last thing I did was I went to like a halal cart by like Rockefeller Center. And that was also like, just get it from the cart, sit down, and I'm looking at Rockefeller, and that was like, hey, yeah, New York's really cool. Like I can dig this. And then, I kind of was walking back and I was like, oh no, this is too much energy for me. Like I gotta leave.
Oh man.
This is why you belong on the Dumb and Hungry podcast. Where we work out our memories and not our bodies.
Honestly, I actually really liked all the walking in New York, like the subway system.
I did too.
All the like 25,000 steps a day kind of thing. It was great.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like, whenever I watch movies that are based in New York and people complain about going to the subway and there's all the rats and what have you. I really enjoyed that experience. And I don't know if it's because I was subliminal.
I was about to say, did you like the subway or like you found a pet rat that you were hanging with?
You made friends with a rat.
think his name was Shredder. I don't know. Anyways, it was just nice being able to get around really easily, and that's something
Yeah.
that you don't have here in LA.
Right.
And you don't need to have a car, right? You don't need to go through an exam process and buy insurance and all this stuff. It's just so easy getting around.
I would never want to drive in New York though.
No.
Pedestrians do not care out there.
Yeah.
Like, they will cross no matter what.
And you don't have to either. That's the nice thing about it. You can easily get around.
Except to get to the airport. That's kind of a pain.
So I was there for a work trip, but we were able to go early. So I actually went with Carmen, and we were able to explore for a little bit. But on the way back, all my coworkers were like, "No, we're catching an Uber. Like, we're not going to bother with the train system." And I was like, I had been there for a few days before they had shown up, and I was like, I have faith in the system. So I took the train. They took an Uber. I got there 25 minutes before they showed up, and I don't know.
All right.
It was a good experience. Again, only one experience, so I can't imagine if that was my daily thing. Would I still feel the same way? But it's just nice being able to get around, and like Mychow said, a lot of cool food places. We did a lot of pizza. We did Joe's Pizza, giant sheets of pizza.
I went to a Joe's Pizza,
yeah, they're like ubiquitous out there. And then did a lot of bagels. The only one that comes to mind is Russ and Daughters. And they were nice. I do think they do taste different from the bagels you get here in LA. I don't know if I have a preference one way or another. I think they're different, but they're both good.
Okay. That was actually one of the ones my friend recommended, but we ended up not going. But we actually were right next to it. There's a store that's, I don't know how long it's been open there, but like it's a Japanese fashion brand that's trying to, I guess, be more global. And their one store in the US is right next to Russ and Daughters Bagels.
Perfect.
They know what's up.
Yeah, that's a big name. Definitely a big name out there. They were out here for a food event or something. And
like
so,
a pop-up they had out here?
Yeah, it was part of a food festival thing called the Family Style Fest, I think, or whatever. And they usually have it out there by where CBS Studios is. And so they invited them out there that year. And yeah, I remember they had a line, super long line. Everyone wanted to try them. I got a bite, and yeah, it was a great bite, great bagel. So I think they were just serving lox, mostly. I think that's what they're most, known for. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Mychow. Maybe you'll have a chance to try them one time. But yeah, they're great.
Next time, maybe.
What else? What else? You got a whole list here. You got to just kind of walk us through what's going on.
Honestly, that's most of it food-wise. There's Lady M, which I've never been to. I didn't even hear about until we were there because there were so many of them. But we went to that one, the one in, I don't know, somewhere near the Muji flagship store. I forgot which area of New York that is, but it's all.
But remind me what Lady M sounds familiar. Do we have that here?
Apparently, I don't know.
But
it's like a cake. It's a bakery sweets shop, if you will, known for their crepe cakes.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that does sound familiar. Okay. So, what did you have? Cake, I imagine?
Yeah. Well, actually, when we went to Surutontan, they actually had a desserts from Lady M, but we did not get a crepe cake there. So we just got a regular, like a chocolate cake or whatever, and we were not impressed. Ooh. So my friend, Oli, told her friend, the one who was getting married, that Lady M's not all that it's cracked up to be.
Interesting.
And they're like, "Oh, get the crepe cakes. That's what they're known for." So we did.
The what? The crepe cake?
Yeah. So just like tons of
layers,
crepes layered.
Just like
you guys familiar with this type of dessert? I'm just curious.
I'm familiar with it because of Lady M. I don't.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if it's something that's widely done or if it's just a Lady M thing. I never really looked into it, but it's literally that you stack up enough crepes to form a cake shape, and then you slice it.
Yeah.
Huh. Very nice.
Promise.
I will admit.
They know my weakness. They have like limited edition flavors, so every time it's no, I gotta get. You're telling me the passion fruit is limited edition? Like, all right, I'm getting it.
Yeah, they have seasonal flavors.
It's the scarcity tactic there, so you got to get it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Nice. I mean, you don't have to focus on food. I mean, there's other like sites and things activities you got to do. I know the wedding was like kind of the main thing, but like, yeah, I mean, what else did you get to enjoy out
Yeah,
there?
because it was we were there for 4 days. The wedding was on the Saturday, so yeah, we did a play on Thursday. We did what was it? We went to the FAO Schwartz, the last remaining store in the U.S. So that's pretty cool. Very nostalgic.
Yeah.
That big ass
Do they
clock
have-
tower.
Yeah, do they have like the piano stairs or?
They didn't have any
trying to-
piano stairs, but they had the piano like display thing where you step on it and it makes
Yeah.
it makes
That was
actual
so cool.
musical
I remember
notes.
that when I was a kid.
Yeah, they still that's on the 3rd floor. Anyone can use it. They want people to play on it. So that's really cool. Very nostalgic.
They're like, please come to our store.
Honestly, I don't remember
Top shelf
buying
on
anything.
Amazon.
Like as a kid, I don't remember my parents ever buying me anything from FAO Schwartz, but we used to go all the time. So
Yeah,
even
it
just
was it was way cooler to just go, but yeah, it was way too expensive, I think.
Yeah.
Where was the FAO Schwartz here?
Glendale Galleria.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Oh.
that's right.
I guess I grew up more south, so I went to one in Costa Mesa with my parents.
Okay.
That's right. I
Yeah.
remember the one in Galleria too. Man.
Yeah, next to where the Foot Locker currently still is, near if the Lens Crafters is still there,
okay.
like in that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just trying to
And
place
those are
it.
some classic mall stores right there. Lens Crafters and Foot Locker.
Yeah.
But that New York one is just the last, the only one now. Is that what it is?
That I know. I think that's what it is. The last brick and mortar in the U.S.
Okay.
At
To be
Rockefeller
honest,
Center.
I thought they went out of business. So, props to them.
They still have an online store. Actually, they still sell online.
Oh, okay.
But some stuff you can only get at the store. Apparently, when we were looking at stuff, so that's how they get you.
Exclusive.
I was about to say limited edition. I'd be buying it right then.
Yeah, they still had the Zoltar, I think is his name. That dumb fortune teller guy.
Oh yeah. Those guys are creepy. They creeped me out when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't like animatronics in general.
But you have a Disney pass. They have so many animatronics.
I don't anymore. I haven't.
Okay.
What else? Rockefeller Center also had the Nintendo store. That's there as well. So we went there. It wasn't as impressive as I thought it would be, honestly.
Is that because you've been to Nintendo Land now?
No,
or have you been to Nintendo Land? Okay.
No, but it was just like it was smaller than I thought. Honestly, they did, however, have like a Donkey Kong barrel thing, life size. That was a charger, like a public charger. So I was very impressed.
Interesting.
Oh, I thought it was something you could buy. So, okay, got it.
Oh hell!
So it's literally just a wine barrel. I came home with a wine barrel.
No. So that was really cool.
I mean, you could come home with a wine barrel, but you just need to tell, wife, girlfriend. It's like, hey, no, it's a charger. It's practical.
It's the centerpiece for the living room.
Yeah. How else are we going to charge our phone without this barrel?
Exactly. What else? Oh, there was this big ass. I didn't even know these were things. Like a Harry Potter store. Like it's a store themed specifically. It's only Harry Potter stuff. It's got like wands from the movie. Like apparently they're opening a Harry Potter land in Japan. So they were collabing with a Japanese artist to have like anime style character art, like Hermione, Snape, Harry, like that, stickers, notebooks, all that stuff. They had like it's 2 floors. That's the crazy part. Like it was a huge store.
It's bigger than the Nintendo store.
Yeah, I'm much more impressed. It was more in theme too. Like the stairs to go down. If you remember Dumbledore's office, he has that big ass bird thing that spins. You go down a spiral staircase, basically like in the movie. So it was really cool.
Did they have robes? I assume they probably had robes.
Yeah, they definitely did.
I thought Universal had Harry Potter merch like on lockdown.
Well, that's what I was wondering, but it feels like this is separate, right?
I guess it's New York. It could still be like some NBC Universal collab, I guess.
Probably.
But then I thought the advantage was always Universal's like, you want merch, you got to buy a ticket to the park.
Right.
You need to buy the privilege to buy the merch.
That's right.
Not here. Like they had butterbeer. They had like a bakery section that they had like what was it? They had a mandrake. If you remember the plant, it was in a planter, and then it's actually the shape of the mandrake. And it was chocolate coated raspberry peanut butter thing.
You
What
said they have
else?
butterbeer?
Yeah, they did have butterbeer on
How
tap.
does that compare? Nice. How does that compare to the butterbeer that's at the theme park here? Is it
Never
the
had
same
it.
thing, or is
Oh, he says
Okay.
never had it.
I have not
All
been
right.
to Harry Potter Land yet, so I can't. I have no comparison. But like they also had bottles of it if you wanted to, like actual regular size bottles, and you can buy a 6-pack of it, which was really cool. Everything was
wow.
in theme. You could, the trunk that Harry used, his luggage to go on the train. They were selling that.
Okay.
One of the interesting things, I don't remember how many thousands of dollars it was, but you could get a set for what is it, your acceptance letter to Hogwarts by the actual prop designer. So the one who wrote it and everything. So that was really cool. There's just so much stuff.
I'm still waiting on my letter. I'm 30 years old, but any day now. Any
If
day
you
it's
don't have
coming.
a chimney, how are they going to give it to you?
That's a good point. Yeah, there's probably so many owls waiting. Yeah. I gotta fix that.
They've all just been crashing into the roof this whole time. Whatever.
can't even return to sender?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, not another one. It's like, okay.
What else? Oh, there was this boba place that's apparently it got a lot of stuff on TikTok because it had like an egg shaped thing. I don't know, like an egg drink. It's
Like
in an egg.
the bottle is like egg shaped.
Yeah.
What is it?
Unfortunately, when I went, it was sold out, so I don't really know.
What
And
is
I'm
it
sad
called?
that I.
What was the place?
It's Biao sugar, BIAO sugar.
Mm-hmm. So it's a boba place, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I went to so many different boba places. It was great.
Oh wow. Let's take a look here. Here's an egg-shaped thing.
Yeah, that thing, the devil's egg.
Okay.
That is cool, but supremely impractical. Like what?
Right.
So you
Like,
drink.
how do I put that in my car?
You drink it.
Well, I
from
guess you
there?
don't have a car in New York, so
Yeah,
problem
exactly.
solved.
Right. How do I put that on my subway?
And it's like,
how does it stay up? Oh, it must have a flat bottom. I was just picturing this thing rolling.
I don't
away.
know. It looks pretty round there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
you just
It does look
gotta
really
hold
you
it.
just hold it the whole time. You got
You
it.
just have to use arm muscles, which I don't have. But presumably, if you live in New York, you do.
I guess. But the other cool thing, it's like a really tiny spot, like a hole in the wall thing.
Yeah.
But then, if you saw on the Instagram that lion head or whatever,
Yeah.
you actually have to reach into its mouth to. That's where they give you your order.
To get your order. Hold on.
Yeah.
There is a pig here. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm into. It's a little stupid aesthetic thing, but I'm into it.
It's a fun gimmick.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool.
Feels very like Indiana Jones. You got to like stick your hand through the thing.
And then a large egg starts rolling towards you. So.
But this one's filled with milk tea.
Yeah. So.
Right, and you run towards this one.
You run towards this one. Yeah. That's cool. I know you mentioned that you watched. Is it just a musical or is that plural? I mean, I know you are.
I wanted to do multiple, but money.
Oh, okay. But what did you?
Because I didn't realize Sweeney Todd was a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a revival, and I didn't know it was good. I don't know. So I'm sad I missed out on that one because we did the play that goes wrong. It's a play that's a farce about a community college that's doing a play, and everything goes wrong. Obviously, like the set falls apart. Nobody remembers their lines. Like they don't know. It was really funny. It was here in LA before, and I watched it here.
Okay.
So I wanted to watch. I wanted to watch it again. B, Oli and Salem never saw it, so they were down. And C, the Peter Pan Goes Wrong is coming to LA next month, which is basically the same premise, I guess. It's the same group, the same community college doing Peter Pan instead of a murder mystery. So I wanted a primer, basically.
Okay, but it sounds like you enjoyed it. Was it kind of?
Oh, definitely.
What you?
It was still as funny as I remember, for sure.
So it's kind of a parody, I guess, almost in some ways, like kind of a commentary on, how.
I don't want to say a commentary on anything. It's just it's a farce,
like kind of
comedy,
like a tongue-in-cheek kind of
Yeah, definitely.
Like making fun of itself, right? The art of musicals and stuff.
Like 22 Jump Street, where they basically acknowledge that they're just doing the same thing and they gotta break that fourth wall and have fun with it.
Yeah,
But in
I'd
playful.
say so. Yeah, very similar for sure.
I did.
Uh,
I remember I was
around.
super.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I remember I was super impressed in New York just how many Broadway shows they had going like every night.
Yeah.
Because like in LA, it's like you're waiting for like, oh, there's
Right.
the one going
yeah,
on.
exactly. Yeah.
And in New York, it's like, no, you can just pick like from 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's really cool.
It's like a
How
it's like a
are-
food court, just a food court. You just go around, you pick what you want.
Right.
yeah,
It's the New York
Basically.
packing district, but with stage productions.
and hopefully
How
the
are
right
your
place.
seats? How are your seats at the play?
It was this one was off Broadway, so it was a smaller theater. So it was no matter where you were, it was really close.
Yeah.
Like it was maybe 200-300 people max, so it was really small.
Yeah, I remember when we watched, or actually I watched by myself when I was in New York, Book of Mormon.
Book of Mormon, yeah.
And it was a older theater, and the seats were just really small, really tight. It didn't bother me, but my neighbor, who was like 6'3", was able to get through one song before he turned to his wife, and he was like, I'm going to watch from up there. I can't do this.
What?
And he literally stood and watched the rest of the show because the seats were just so small.
That guy clearly is not from New York.
Like physically, like the size of the seat
Legs.
was actually like
Yeah, it's just very little leg room, and they're very narrow seats.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's the case. I only saw one stage production. That's why I was curious what Mychow's experience was like.
It was if you're talking about that, it was not too much leg room for sure. It was still also kind of tightly packed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Now this
I
was
don't know.
Be wary.
this was an on Broadway show versus like off
For mine or his.
for yours.
No, mine was off Broadway.
Mhm. Okay. Actually, what is the difference?
It's not in the big theaters, like where Wicked, like we walked by Wicked, Hamilton, Sweeney Todd.
Mhm.
I don't know if we saw Aladdin. I don't remember if that's still going, but we saw like those three big ass theaters, and they they were huge. You had the whole, how Pantages has that wall, or the facade is basically the play or whatever.
Mm.
It's the same thing, but on a bigger scale.
Got it, man.
And my
It's
naive
like going to
guess for
Vegas.
my naive guess for the definition is off Broadway means not on the street of Broadway. But I'm going to throw that guess out there.
It's pretty close. Because like off Broadway is just further. Because all of them are, or at least some of the
it's
big
just
theaters
like
are
one
also
street over,
off-Broadway.
right? Yeah,
Like on the strip, off the strip. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe a little less debauchery, but yes, exactly.
I don't know. Who
Yeah, I
knows?
don't know. Yeah, it's New York. There's quite a bit of debauchery to go around.
And was this I forget if you mentioned, was this kind of, what time of day was this show?
It was it was Thursday night, so it was
I mean, they do performances like during the day, right? They have like
Do they?
an afternoon show or something. I don't know. I'm just asking.
maybe on weekends, maybe like matinees. I don't know about weekdays. Not
Yeah,
sure.
that seems
They
like
do 2 shows a night, but I don't know if they do in the daytime as well. Like there might be an early afternoon show and then an evening show.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like there wouldn't be enough crowd, but
You never know.
Okay.
I'm actually really sad because I wanted to watch Mean Girls, but I didn't realize that shuttered because of the pandemic.
Oh, sure.
So I didn't
did
watch
it?
it here in LA because I was like, oh, I'm going to New York. I will watch it there. And then
Yeah.
I
Little did
never
you
get to see it.
That's too bad. Well,
Couldn't
I guess
sit
it
with
gives us another reason to maybe to visit together.
Visit where? It's gone forever.
It's shuttered.
I see. Oh, just like
optimistic.
I thought so.
let's stick to food.
Oh, all right. Well, rip. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So is that kind of about everything you've hit? I mean, that was a pretty good.
I think so. Wedding aside, yeah, I think so.
So from your stay there, whether from food or activity or whatever, like what would you say stood out? What's kind of the top thing that kind of
That
stood out?
goddamn subway system.
Mm.
It's just so good.
What was the nearest subway system from where you were staying? Like how close was it? I guess
It was about a 5-minute walk from our hotel.
5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
bad.
maybe 8 minutes ish. But
Okay.
like it was just getting around New York is a lot easier than it is here taking our train system.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's just so well connected out there. Here,
we have a metro system.
Here, we're barely celebrating like that we connect like two parts of town without having to transfer more than twice or something.
I mean, isn't it? I'm trying to think. If I want to go from like West LA to like over to the Valley, like, don't I need to go to downtown and then like all the way back around? Because there's just nothing that goes across.
Exactly.
You could head to K-Town and then take the red line up north, but that goes up to, I think that goes all the way up to Northridge.
Yeah, but he's saying you have to go into downtown. You can't go from the west side to the Valley.
That's true.
So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So
if it in New York, it'd probably be just one train.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we gotta. It's a good thing to experience, I think.
Yeah, it reminded me of Japan, but on a very similar scale to the Japanese railway system.
Except with more rats.
Right, more rats.
We only saw one.
Ninja Turtle.
You only saw one.
That's
one more than Japan.
And it was like a real big one too, like a real sizable, like possum-sized rat.
I feel like if there was a rat in a train station in Japan, they would shut down the whole thing. It's like, no.
Yeah, right. They shut you down. They comp you. They give you like a ticket to your employer, like saying that's why you're late. They bow.
They apologize profusely. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Well, the good thing you got lucky. I was gonna say the good thing is you didn't go during peak summertime because that subway system quickly becomes a torture system.
It wasn't too bad except for one day. Like it got really grossly smelly and humid as hell. But air conditioned cars, all of them. So that was the plus.
That's good prep for Anime Expo, which we'll talk about later. But.
Yeah. Oh my god! Speaking of
air conditioned cars.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Anything else kind of stood out for you, or how about food wise? Like, if you wanted to like try out one thing again, or like go out to
more bagels.
More bagels. Okay.
Yeah, I want to try another bagel spot because it was really good. I actually really liked it.
Okay. Yeah, we have. I mean, LA has a smattering of great bagel places, but obviously, like in a place like New York, like it's something that's just kind of ubiquitous. You just kind of go around the street corner, down the block, like there's something right there, right? It's so accessible.
Yeah.
Here, like you have places throughout, but it's kind of a destination. You kind of go, unless you like live in that neighborhood or whatever, and you go there. But otherwise, it's you got to search for it or something. So.
I feel like when I was there, it's like every street corner had like a bodega with like bagels. So it's like you don't have to try super hard to get like a good bagel,
right? Because it's just there. So
yeah,
very nice. Okay, well, glad you had fun. Like I said, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to plan a trip together to get out there. But New York,
I'd be so down.
Yeah, I mean, New York sounds real great. But I'm sure it's like can be. It's just like everyone's just always on the move, That's kind of. But
that's what I like about it, though.
Always active, something going on. Lots of rats. So rats.
Only one.
Only the one waving.
They're actually just constantly running from rats. That's why I feel so busy.
Or maybe they're chasing the rats. I don't know. It's like they've just trained. The rats have trained the humans to just like kind of follow them. So that's, I have no idea what I'm talking.
Oh boy.
It's like flowers for Algernon gone wrong.
Exactly. Well, speaking of weird segues, let's talk about Anime Expo, because that was something else we wanted to talk about.
Who was talking about weird segues?
Literally no one.
Well, here we are.
Rats, anime rats, maybe. No.
There you go. The Pokemon has a rat, right? It's like a rat. That's an anime.
Pikachu's like a rodent. Yeah, kind of, maybe.
Right. Pikachu's freaking huge too. I didn't realize.
Like a rat, like a New York rat. So there you go. Like a Subway-sized rat. So,
Well, apparently, Oli has a life-size Pikachu from the Detective Pikachu movie, and it's. Let me grab it real quick. It's massive.
Neat.
Life-size Pikachu.
So tell me again when the last time you guys visited New York? Forget.
For me, it was.
2017.
Yeah, I want to say for me it was 2017 or 2016.
Okay.
This is a life-size Pikachu.
Is that life size?
It's bigger
Like
than the dog,
to
yeah.
scale? Okay.
According to Nintendo, yeah, it's life-size.
Yeah. I mean, in
How
New
tall
York.
is that? Like
Oh wow.
It's like
That's
3
feet?
2.5.
32
Yeah, like 2.5.
feet. Yeah.
Like imagine this riding on your shoulder the whole damn time. Ash probably has the lats of an Olympic shot putter.
Well, he's in Cairo appointments all day now.
Yeah, once you hit 11, it just starts going downhill, huh? After 30
Apparently,
years.
he became a Pokemon master. I didn't know this. Somebody was
Yeah,
telling me.
apparently it took like 12 years, but yeah, he
Yeah.
won.
It took 25 years.
20. Oh shit! Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm so old.
That's how long the
Oh, dear.
series. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a
Yeah.
lifetime. It's a lifetime
I'm
of
so
work.
old.
Well, his problem
Yeah.
was he kept letting go of all his good Pokemon.
That is true.
He's like,
That is
ooh,
very
a
true.
good one. Bye. I don't need you.
I mean, it was because of him that when I first started playing Pokemon, I was like, Butterfree, like this Pokemon's
Oh.
awesome. And I was like, no,
Right.
Butterfree was not awesome.
You're susceptible to fire? What?
Deal
What do you
breaker.
mean you can't beat Dragonite? Come on, Butterfree.
Ash can do it. And he's 10.
Okay. Well, nice. But yeah, let's get into that about a little bit of Anime Expo. We have kind of perspectives from both Mychow and Daniel because they were both there this year, but they both had their own kind of experience as to what they did over there. So I don't know. Mychow, why don't you start? Kind of take us through like first for the uninitiated, what is Anime Expo?
Well, Anime Expo is just a big ass anime convention. So think SDCC, but for weebs.
Daniel?
That's exactly how I would describe it, yes. Just convention for weebs. Yeah, I can't say it better.
Yeah, it's like the biggest anime convention in North America these days. So
is that as far as where it is it exclusive here to LA? Like it's the largest thing in America, but like it takes place only here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
every year.
There's other anime conventions throughout
the
country,
right? But as far as Anime Expo specifically,
yes. Although I think there was buzz that people were hoping that they might move to a bigger venue and that LA is too small, which shows how many weebs of us there are. But
what
Like,
would be a
it
potentially
used to be-
larger venue? I'm just curious. Like, I'm just trying to think what comes to mind.
I honestly
Like a
don't know.
Vegas or
Yeah.
like Texas?
yeah, I think it would have to be
Thinking-
like an Austin or San Diego.
So
or like
outside of LA is
Orlando
what they're
or-
saying.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, no, in LA, yeah, in LA, even in the country, it's pretty big. So I don't know,
Right.
but it was packed.
Yeah,
Okay.
apparently I didn't realize it started in '91.
Whoa,
Like
that's
the first
okay.
Anime Expo was in 1991.
No kidding.
Man, those were some hardcore shit. What anime was even out back then? This was like
Pokemon 96. We talked about this during 4th of July.
It's well before my
or
time. I don't know.
95 or 96 came stateside.
Well, stateside, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'm trying to think. Dragon Ball Z for me was what, like 1990, like 2000, 2001, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Like middle school, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, so Mychow, what were you up to at AX this year?
Me, I was actually one of Oli's friends is someone who was doing like booth work for an artist from last year, maybe a couple of years ago now. So, but the artist didn't come to LA because of COVID. She didn't catch COVID. She just, still wary about COVID, which is fair. So she needed help for the booth and exhibitor hall. So I was one of the helpers. It was great.
So
You
what
get an
did
exhibitor
that?
badge.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So the artist is Thousand Skies. She sells like cute corgi stuff. Like cute big ass corgi plushes. She's starting to like Red Panda plushies. Anything that's like super cute corgi and animal related, like pins, enamel pins. She started doing hats, like what else? Keychains, lights, like a desk light, but really cute stuff. That's what she sells. So I was there as just one of the people selling.
Yeah,
it was fun, but honestly, the best part was the exhibitor badge that we got. So it lets you into the you get to go to the priority entrances, so you don't have to wait in lines to get into the con. For exhibitor hall, you can be there as early as 7, and it opens at 10, so you can be there 3 hours early to set up. But if you're set up, you can just wander around, which is really cool. A lot, and then like basically lets you get to all over the place without having to deal with crowds. I got to do Artist Alley before opening as well.
So did you get to explore the space, even as an exhibitor? I mean, I guess because you get there early, right? I mean, you get to access the space early, but I mean, did you actually get to go? Mm-hmm.
Like, I know Oli, she said that she worked at exhibitor with a different company before, and she only got like an hour per day to explore. With Thousand Skies, it was a lot more chill, I guess, because we had like extra people, so we could just come and go as we needed if we wanted to wander around, or if there are any panels you wanted to do, any time specific stuff, you would be able to just go to it, no problem.
Nice. So is this the
Yeah, that's Thousand Skies. That's the stuff we were selling.
So they make these plushies of various animals.
Corgis, Shiba Inus, ducks. That's a Pomeranian. Raccoons, red pandas. Interesting story though, actually. So they sell at other cons. They're from San Jose, and there's a big San Jose con called Fanime Con. So they like that's kind of where they started. But this year at Fanime, for some reason, they were going to unload a U-Haul with their merch, right? The Fanime staff cut it off an hour ahead of time. So they had to take their U-Haul home with all their stuff. But the U-Haul got stolen right out of their, I don't know, driveway, front yard, wherever it was parked, with all their merch in it.
What the heck? That's crazy.
That's wow.
Yeah, so that was kind of, but because of that, like a lot of people were coming to show support at Fanime, at at Anime Expo. She made merch based off that, really cute like stickers and stuff. So she's making the best of a bad situation, but anime stuff is crazy.
No, it sounds like it.
Yeah, I didn't want to pry, but I'm curious, like, because my experience walking through, I was like, I wonder how much like people are clearing from these like booths. Like how much do you clear here versus just like an online store? Did it feel like it was pretty busy, like in terms of people showing up?
For me, I think so. Part of it though, we were like in the back, so we didn't get as much traffic as she would have wanted. But it was still like she beat her. It was her best AX so far.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, like it was what she said, it was like a 30%, 37% increase from last AX.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's still pretty good. The other thing though is it's an anime con. You can't trust these people. There's so much stuff that gets stolen from anime cons, like from
really?
Oh yeah,
like from the booths.
Yeah,
people just like
vendors
swipe stuff.
I thought us weebs were such a good-natured bunch.
Oh hell no! Like,
wow.
What is it? I know someone who ended up taking a sword, like because there's one of those.
Yeah.
They have the sword shops or whatever. I know someone who was able to take a sword without being noticed. Bunch of some guys, prints, hats, like. Yeah, people are shifty at AX or anime cons in general. Because it's not just AX. Like every con I've been to, people lose stock because of shoplifters.
Well, are you grouping Daniel in there somehow? I mean, I like implying that.
No, clearly he's.
I was a or was it? I was like an oblivious, Sweet Summer Child, exactly.
You didn't even realize that weebs are actually terrible people.
This is like me at like high school grad night being like, what? People did drugs? What?
Well, Daniel, I'm kind of curious to hear your side as as a visitor. Have you
first time? I'm surprised.
It's first time? Oh, I had no idea.
First time for me. Yeah, it was. I guess as a longtime weeb, it was always on my it's like this would be cool, but I never quite was brave enough to take the plunge, and finally this year I did.
What I guess what was stopping you? I guess a closeted weeb or something. I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, it's one of those things where it's like you like a hobby, but you're not sure if you want to be in like the giant conglomerate of all the people who like your same hobby.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you know, it's kind of like, you know, like I've been on the fence long enough. Like,
Okay.
I should probably do it. It was a good time. I had a really good time.
So
yeah. So what did you do? Did you do any panels? Or was it just all shopping or?
I was just there. So I went with a college roommate of mine. We just went for one day. We went on Sunday, so it was day 2. We were hoping like maybe day 2 crowds died down a little bit, which not really.
No.
But
Day 2 was the busiest this year.
Was it? There were some panels that I thought would be pretty interesting. I got to give them credit. Like, you know, it looked like a pretty cool list of panels, but man, because of the crowds, like you have to line up like 3 hours ahead of time to get into a panel, and and also some of the panels they have. I understand it's like for crowd control wise, it would take too long otherwise, but some it's like, oh, you want the 4 o'clock panel, you actually got to get in the room at like 2 o'clock because like those 3 panels are like back to back, and they're not going to like swap the room out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
it's like you want to see the 4 o'clock one, you got to line up for 2, but you really got to line up for noon because like the line's going to be 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So I didn't have time for the panel, so I was mostly just walking around, checking out exhibitors, checking out merch and booths and stuff.
So this is stuff
mostly
that you
just enjoying the vibes.
Yeah, this is stuff that you kind of learned, or you kind of picked up as you kind of went along. I don't know. Did you necessarily have like
Yeah.
Did you necessarily have like a game plan of like things you wanted to hit up, and then maybe it just didn't kind of work out the way you intended?
Yeah.
Or?
So we kind of looked ahead of time and we saw like the exact panel schedule didn't come out until pretty close, but we saw it was like, oh, you know, this is pretty cool. Like if we have time, we'll do this. But yeah, I didn't quite realize how busy the crowds would be. My college roommate who I went with, he went once to Anime Expo a few years ago. So I think he was kind of telling me, he's like, yeah, you know, that you might be optimistic with thinking that like you're gonna make it into this. So yeah, we, you know, he and I just, like I said, we kind of ended up walking around. We kind of just ended up walking around. Even that took, you know, we were there from like open to close, basically, of, you know, just walking around. But yeah, again, vibes were a fun time. Just kind of being, we didn't cosplay, but like just kind of seeing some really awesome cosplays people were doing, checking out awesome booths. It was a really good time.
I'm surprised though. Like you can't with just the one day, you can't really do a lot. Like even if it's just exhibitor hall.
Busy.
Yeah. Like walking around exhibitor hall alone could take a day because it's that big and that crowded and just so much stuff to look at.
Yeah, each booth just has like so many lines that it's like, yeah, you kind of have to pick, and you're like, oh, this is the, I don't know, like, yeah, in the exhibitor hall, you're like, oh, this is like the Crunchyroll booth, or this is the Hulu booth. Like, yeah, you know, like I'm just not going to make it through this like 20-person line. Like, go to the next one.
Yeah. But like even that's just exhibit hall alone. Then you have Artist Alley where the independent artists are there selling their stuff. Like that had over 500 plus artists this year, and it's always hard to walk through because it's so damn crowded. And then you have freaking the entertainment hall well, that one's not as much to do, but like even the demos for games, those lines can be half an hour to an hour long. I mean, but it's a lot of free stuff.
Yeah, definitely. If I went again, I would want to check out some of the panels. Or they also had kind of like a separate area that was like a game area. So it's like, you know, you play like board games, card games, like video games, whatever.
Yeah,
I think that'd be pretty cool too, just to like meet some people and hang out with, you know, play
like
some games.
What was it? They were doing a I missed it unfortunately, but on the day 3 they were doing a Street Fighter 6 tournament for a.
Oh, that's dope.
What was it for an SSD? A 2 terabyte SSD.
That was the prize.
Yeah.
There's no way I'd win, but that would be
still fun to go.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think fighting game arcade. That's like a very anime Japanese like vibe.
Yeah, honestly.
Was there anything?
The food situation?
Yeah.
At con.
AX has been trying, like before they didn't have it, but like I think since 2019 or something, they had food trucks come actually into the convention center. They used to all be outside. You have to exit the con and then and they'd have to wait in a long ass line just to get back in. Now they actually have it inside the con, so you don't have to exit, which is helpful.
Let's be clear though. Inside the con means inside the convention center grounds, but you're outside.
Yeah.
I thought they just like crash it through a wall or something. Beep beep. Here I am.
Yeah, LA outside, July. You're waiting in line. It's pretty damn hot out.
That is true.
Yeah.
They also like, and because it's a con, they upcharge you a lot more than normal.
Yeah,
which is very unfortunate. They also, what's up?
Go ahead.
This year they also started to do. They brought stalls in or whatever, kind of like a very very small section, like 626, because they had was a stall with skewers. They didn't have that stupid baby bottle thing, but they did have boba. They had like a lot of those.
The boba one was packed, man. I really wanted some, and I was like, I'm not waiting an hour for boba.
I went. I went at night because I had time to kill waiting for while Oli was doing a panel. It was $10 for a regular boba.
Wow.
Yeah, 15 if you wanted the anime themed boba.
That is
Wow.
that is criminal.
What is anime themed boba?
They had 3 themed drinks. The names were based off anime. Like, what was it? One was a One Piece one was a Demon Slayer one was a Naruto one. Then it had like a sticker on it on the cup. But other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, if we're talking about, I was about to say, if we're talking about fandoms who will pay up like the butt for exclusive shit, anime fans. Oh my god, we pay so much money for exclusive shit.
What is it? Some of these one of these figures over here is like $400.
Exactly.
This big ass one is like one of them.
Insane.
And the problem is like because you're like so in the mindset, you're walking through like the artist alley and you're walking through like the exhibitor halls and you're like, oh shit, that's only like 200. Like that's a good deal. Like I should get in on this.
Yeah, but you also got to watch out because some of those resellers are scalping like crazy. Some of them are definitely doubling it more or doubling the price of what they got it for.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, did you? So Daniel, since did you go all 4 days?
No, for me it was just the one day. Was it? Yeah, because in-laws were in town and stuff. But yeah, I would agree with Mychow. Like if you want to do, if you want to check out the panels or like the special events or something, like you probably can't just do it in a single day. Like a single day is enough to walk around and get the vibes and everything. But if you want to check out the events, you just need to line up for so long and set aside so much time of your day that like you would need to come back for another day at least. So
Mychow, I mean, since you've been there before, do you feel the crowds have been different? Like, since COVID, times or whatever before that, or
Are you talking size wise or behavior wise?
Well, I'm thinking size, but I mean, like, maybe the type of behavior too. I mean,
we'll say last year was worse. This year had the most. Like it's just more people this year than before. But last year had the worse people because it was like 2022. Yeah, that was the first one since the pandemic shut everything down. So a lot of people kind of forgot how to act in public, especially more so because weebs are awkward already. So it was, I don't know, it was rough. But still fun. It was still a lot of fun. And like as long as you, depending on where you were, it was still great interactions with random people because everyone's there for the same thing, basically.
Okay.
So it's always just a lot of fun. This year, though, I will say it was a lot more calm. But again, I was in the back like of the exhibit hall. So like we didn't have as much traffic as some of the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't see as much. But I mean, everyone seemed more chill. Everyone, especially because people knew about a lot of people who were coming to our booth knew about the whole U-Haul stealing act thing from up north. So a lot more people were more, I guess, chill, understanding, and just very supportive.
Okay, all right.
I will say too, though, because we were near the 18 plus section of exhibit hall, and that was a lot more chill than it was before, like in 2019.
What does that mean as far as chill?
Like maybe it was 2019, maybe it was 2018, but there were like demos and stuff you could do at the 18 plus section, like with the VR headset, and like it was
it's getting spicy.
It was crazy. And then they got I guess because it got on the internet, social media or whatever, they said when you would go to the 18 plus section now, starting in after that, it was no recording, no pictures, which is fair, I guess.
I see.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
But
Do
yeah, I felt like the crowds were pretty. I guess I'd never been before, but the crowds were like everyone was, pretty nice. I was super impressed. Was it? It's like most of my interaction with Weeb fandom has always only been online.
Mhm.
So I was super impressed. I was like, wow, we have like a super diverse like fandom here.
Yeah,
Like, you got Weebs from every corner of the country. Like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's not just like, how a lot of it was Weebs would just be like fat nerds or whatever. It wasn't. It's a lot of different kinds of people.
Yeah, no, it was really cool.
I'm just curious, even though Daniel, you were there just like one day, was there, somewhere something like that you were really going for, or that you either something you were able to do, or something that surprised you, or something, I don't know, just something that stood out for you?
Yeah, fair question. So I think the main thing that I probably enjoyed the most was like the artist alley, like walking through it. I mean, there's just a lot of cool art there. I mean, you get the total range between the super cute corgis like Mychow's talking about to like the it's like the epic anime to the giant titty anime like drawings, like, right, like you can see it all within like that alleyway. What I'm trying to think, the main place I actually ended up waiting in line for was that my wife's really into these two bears on Instagram. They're called Mocha and Milk. And
that's huge.
Yeah, they had a big booth set up with like, again, exclusive merch, and I was like, all right, it's exclusive. I gotta wait and I gotta buy something. So I came back and I'm like, hey, look, convention exclusive keychain. So that was the main line I ended up waiting in, because once I saw that, I was like, all right, even she can appreciate this.
Oh, wow. So did you come back with a lot of merch?
Not too much stuff, but it's like, I mean, it's funny when you sign up for the survey, it's like, oh, you're activating your badge or whatever, right? They're like, how much do you think you'll spend, right? And the lowest bucket is 100 or less.
Yeah.
So that's
wow.
like the oh, you cheap ass, like you only spent $50.
Yeah, because there's so much and stuff like anime merch in general is expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What is it?
So that's part of the registration process. They ask you to estimate how much you think you'll spend.
Yes, that is like in the when you activate your badge, they ask like 3-4 questions. Like where are you from? How old are you? And how much are you?
How much money? Yeah, you're gonna give us.
I'm like trying to think of any other experience I've ever had in my life where they ask you that question. Right? Drawing blanks.
Customs. That's it.
Yeah, right. Entry a country.
Yeah.
Well, John, you and I are not as weeby, I guess. I mean, have you been?
He's got hella Gundams. He's a closet weeb.
Oh, I see. I guess so.
there was some Gundam stuff at Anime Expo. It's time to join.
Dude.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, maybe they have some exclusive kits.
And you've been to
these are the kinds of things,
dude. I saw so many.
I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't want to know.
I saw so many people walking around with giant. I mean, I guess that's the thing, right? Some booths hand out like giant, like IKEA-sized bags, and you see them walking around with like just full of Gundams.
Sure.
And you're like, damn, this guy, he checked out today.
Yeah,
he's not eating the rest of the week.
Like a Gundam specifically, if you spend a certain amount of money, you get a bigger bag, you get a lanyard, you get a con-exclusive like keychain thing, right? Depending on how much you spend.
Kickstarter. It's like the more you spend, the more unlocks you get.
Your stretch goals, yeah.
Yeah, here's your personal stretch goals.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I guess that was that was one thing. I mean, I thought I was like pretty into anime. It's like I watch, I don't know, maybe like three or four anime every like season they come out.
Yeah, but
and
you finished
even
One
I
Piece,
was
so.
Well, yeah. But even I was like, I don't recognize half these cosplays. Like, damn, like where's like how many different things out there? I guess my issue is I don't play Genshin, which I think Genshin's like all the rage.
Genshin, yeah. But like, I was surprised. Uma Musume was a big anime. Like they had, my friend was the one cosplaying something from that, and they had like the $400 shirt, $1,200 hoodie or whatever at one of the booths.
I didn't see that, but yeah, that was super popular for sure.
Uma Musume horse girls are wild. I guess.
At Anime Expo, I forget. Is there ever like a particular like theme or like kind of main thing that's focused on, every time, or is it just an exhibit of like all showcasing of all the different types of things? Like, is there one
Basically,
thing like this year is a certain theme, or like we're highlighting a
kind
particular...
of like not specifically anime, but because like there's so many different anime, but AX themselves, they do a theme for their mascot characters. Like this year was a fantasy party kind of thing, because there was the girl was an archer character, and their main guy mascot was a wizard. And like the exhibitor badges, or in the industry badges, they were like a magic circle kind of thing.
Okay.
But other than that, with the exhibitors themselves or artist alley participants, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like so much of
anime.
Yeah, I almost feel like the more niche, the better, because it's like you walk through like the artist alley, you can see a lot of like stuff from the more popular ones, but then every once in a while you see someone who's like, oh my god, you got that one character from that one anime, and like, hell yeah, I'm buying that shit. And you're like, man, this person, like, they got the perfect customer right there.
Yeah,
like,
they dropped $2,000 on it or something, so yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like, it's like that one anime from 20 years ago, and no one else cares about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. So Anime Expo usually takes place during like it tries to fall, on the 4th of July or whatever, like during that weekend of holiday. So this one was I guess a little, I don't say different, but it started on a Saturday, right? And then ended on July 4th on the Tuesday.
Yeah, it was really weird.
I wonder, do you think that had any bearing on like the type of the crowds or the dynamics of, because it started on a weekend, right? Like on a Saturday.
Yeah. Because usually day one is the biggest in terms of logistics. It's usually the biggest mess, which it still was this year. But they usually try to fix it up by Saturday, because that's normally the biggest day.
Right. Yeah.
So
but
it's a little
since
weird.
It started
on
Saturday. It's like, everyone's just, I don't know, just pouring in,
but
right?
Like, as expected, Monday was the slowest day, because it's not a day off for most people, and it's like between the weekend and the holiday. So that was Sunday was the biggest day, but the actual 4th, the Tuesday, was pretty busy, more than I expected, honestly.
Okay. Daniel, remind me, which day did you go on?
I went on Sunday.
The second day? Okay.
Yeah,
and that was pretty busy for you.
It was the busiest day of all 4.
Yeah. Okay.
I was busy, but I'll say the logistics like were sorted. Like I didn't have any issue like getting in or whatever. Like it was smooth, just busy. It's funny because
first day typically. Usually the first day is usually just where they have to sort everything out, right? But okay.
Yeah. But it's funny because I've been to the LA Convention Center before for other events. Like I've been there for like, I don't know, I go for the car show usually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there. There's Cookie Con one year I went to, which I actually don't recommend, because it turns out there's only so many cookies you can eat, but that's a separate point.
Challenge accepted.
But it was just funny because like all those other ones, I'm like, you're like, oh, there's people, but like I've never had an issue. Like I've never walked through the convention center where I'm like, oh, everyone is sitting in every available seat to like eat their food, because like there's just nowhere else to be. It's like I've never seen the convention this busy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I will say it's not as big as SDCC yet, but the panels are starting to seem like it's getting there.
So Comic-Con is actually a larger event compared to AX?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
And that's this next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think SDCC is a physically bigger venue too, so
it is.
It can fit
Definitely.
more people.
So why does
I will say,
I mean, just curious, why do we have it in LA, I guess, as opposed to some other location?
Apparently LA is the weeb capital. I don't know.
Like, sounds like it won't be there for long either.
Nah, I'm pretty sure it will be, because part of it, like, it was a few years ago. Like it started in another city, then it went to Long Beach one year, and then after that year it came to LA Convention Center. And a few years later, like, it became the LA City Council voted on 4th of July being like AX weekend or whatever. So every year now in the program, you have a letter from the mayor just saying, "Oh, hey, we're happy to welcome all these all these weebs, basically. Yeah.
Thank you for coming and supporting.
Right.
I do
Our
love
economy. Yeah.
I do love when you walk outside, like when we left, like it was kind of around dinner time, and at that point people aren't really eating at the convention center anymore. But it's like you just walk down restaurants in downtown LA, and you're like, huh, Shake Shack, like that's a lot of like anime cosplays, like hanging out at Shake Shack right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the usual crowd I see here.
And then if you take the shuttles went all the way out to K-Town this year. Like there's a shuttle that went to the Line Hotel from the convention center. So you got a hella weebs there.
Wow.
And Little Tokyo is always packed with people who couldn't even get in the con either.
That's amazing.
So it's crazy. It's not like, because with SDCC, I forgot what that district right outside the convention center is, but everything there turns into all themed for the con. All the bars, all the restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
It seems like that's happening a lot now here, just not walkable. Instead, it's
right.
Take shuttles out, but it's really cool. I do like that.
Okay, that's great. Is the shuttle free? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the shuttles are free.
I am curious from both of you. Start with Daniel, like as your kind of first visit, but from what you've observed, I mean, and you may touch on it. Like, do you have any advice, tips for, maybe the first time visitor? Things to look out for, to things you would want to do.
Yeah, I'd say first time visitor, like, kind of go in, not being too sensitive about personal space, like understanding that it's gonna be crowded, and as far as scheduling goes, like plan a lot of slack time. Like, don't try to be overly ambitious, or like if there is something that you really really care about, make sure to like, don't pick too many things, but like pick, one or two things you really, really care about, and give yourself plenty of time to do it.
Yeah. Cool. Mychow, I know, whether as a visitor or now as kind of a, exhibitor, and that kind of relationship with visitors and stuff. I mean, what advice would you kind of give or want to share?
If there's something that you're going to for like a free item, like what was it? There's this one thing. There was a demo from a video game by Hoyoverse for ZZZ, where you get an acrylic stand just for doing the demo. Don't wait too long before you do it, because I was like, the line was long when I went on day 2, so I was like, all right, I'll just go tomorrow. And by the time I got there, they ran out of acrylic stands to give out, so I was like, I don't even care anymore. Okay. So don't wait too long if there's something specific you want.
Got it. Okay, cool. So again, if there's a year like John or I go, do we have to dress up? I mean,
yes, you do. You specifically.
So everybody gets to ask how much you plan to spend. On your ticket, it just says you must dress up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say, what is it? There's probably like, I don't know. My estimate was probably like 10 to 15% of people cosplay, which is it's right? It means that you don't have to cosplay to like walk around, but like definitely anywhere you look, you will see like multiple people who are dressed up.
It's really cool. Some are really good, some not so much, but they still put effort in, and that's like that's really fun to see.
Was there a particular cosplay that you were impressed with or stood out to you this year?
There was a guy who did a stupid. It wasn't stupid, but it was like an In-N-Out shake. He was a strawberry shake. So he was in the cup. He strawberry filled. He had a straw. It was great.
Oh, what? Okay. Yeah. That's crazy.
Very, very on theme for this podcast.
It's one of my favorites. Or this guy who had he had like a wizard cloak and hat on, right, and staff, but it was all magic or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but it was all trap cards and whatever the spell cards were in sleeves. So he just had long ass sleeves of cards taped to his staff and stuff.
What?
It was great.
Right, so you don't have to necessarily be any one recognizable character. You can just be all of them. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
something you're passionate about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think if I went back, like I'd probably, to my just point, like I'd probably dress up just because it's kind of fun. Like I don't know, it's fun seeing other people dressed up. So you kind of feel you're like I want to like propagate the good attitude. Like
yeah.
So
yeah, I have a Tanjiro friggin' what is it? Haori in my closet. If it wasn't so damn hot in that convention center, I would have worn it. Just as a
Yeah.
casual thing.
I give a lot of props to people who are walking around and like, yeah, it was hot. Some girls, like their cosplay had heels, and I was like, man,
Oh,
that's
Yeah.
props
Yeah.
to that.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
So the convention, I mean, like, it is air conditioned, but just probably not enough for everyone to just kind of feel a semblance
It
of.
depends on how crowded it is. Like when it
Mhm.
was like at my booth, at least when it wasn't too crowded, I actually got kind of cold, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
it was inconsistent because it depends on how many people are around, right?
Gotcha. Okay. There, now as far as getting tickets, I understand, if I recall, like usually you can buy tickets almost like immediately after the event is done, right? And like,
Not anymore.
oh, not any. Okay. Well, it
Yeah.
used to be that way, right? Like, and they
Yeah,
were
it used to
usually
be that way.
the cheapest that you could buy them
If
at.
you buy it the day of day 4, they start selling it. As soon as the
Oh, wow.
conference is-
Okay.
It used to be.
So they
But
don't.
now, like they only started selling in January 1st this year.
Now, is it cheaper necessarily earlier on, or
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
increase the price as it gets closer to the date.
And it sells out, when you get too close. So yeah,
It didn't
Oh,
used to.
yeah, I guess it didn't used to, but yeah, I know this year did and the past couple. So it's there's no incentive to like hold on and be like maybe day of,
Yeah.
like that's when no, it's just
no? As soon as it's available, if you know you want to go, then you need to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then also there are other variants, I guess, of the Anime Expo too. Like
They are doing like a smaller con in Ontario called AXGB.
Mm-hmm.
They started doing it last year. They're doing it again this year. It's like a 2-day con. It's okay. I wouldn't go for last year. We went for 2 days, like idiots.
What? Okay.
There's not a lot to do. At least last year there weren't. Maybe like that was the biggest feedback they got last year. Is just not enough to do, not enough to justify a 2-day con. So maybe that'll be better this year. But we're planning to go 1 day. Just
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know why though. Like why they're trying to do another con. I guess because like a lot of smaller cons are doing a lot of smaller but multiple cons of the same like company or whatever, just in different areas. So that might be why. I don't know.
Okay, but you're thinking that in this case, like they should have more things to do. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of like there weren't enough panels to justify 2 days or workshops and stuff. So
Okay, nice. All right. Well, I mean, any other thoughts from you guys?
Totally, I mean, semi-related because it was there, but like not really related to anime. The one thing, if someone hasn't been to LA, they outside the convention, they got those like, danger dogs,
Yes.
right? It's like the hot dog grills
Yes.
with like the onion, whatever.
Bacon wrapped. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for anyone.
Danger dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
thought they
danger
were
dogs.
ghetto dogs.
Both probably valid. probably both valid. But
you're saying,
I was just saying that those are good as always. So like you have to leave the convention for that. But yeah, if you're into super greasy and you're not 30 and need your vegetables, like that's a great.
Yeah, it
food
has
option.
a nice like
They have
balance.
onions. They have
Yes, onions, the peppers. Yeah, no, it's good. Come on, John. Actually, also kind of a side thing, like because we were making the food, for July 4th, we didn't get to make the sausages and stuff or cook those. So I have like a pack of hot dogs and stuff and bacon. So I made my own danger dogs. So I wrapped the bacon in there. I threw them in the oven or whatever. And then I didn't really have vegetables per se. I guess I had the onions or whatever. So that was the closest thing I threw on there. And then I just slathered it with all the condiments because like danger dogs, they come with like the mayonnaise and the ketchup and mustard, like all the condiments, right? Like it's just, it's definitely not an abomination. It's just like just this convergence of all the things you can put on a hot dog. Hey, it's a good bite. It's a good bite.
It's its own kind of glorious treat. Like it's
it is a good.
And I feel like that's a good LA special. I might have seen it in like San Jose or something, but it doesn't feel like any other city. Like I don't walk out of too many other events and I'm like bombarded by like 10 different hot dog stands,
right.
and I'm like, you guys have this market nailed.
Correct.
So they started taking like Venmo now too. It's crazy.
Venmo, Zelle.
Yeah, it used to be cash only, right? But now they're taking electronic payment.
That's right. See, they're trying to keep up with the times. So
they're getting sophisticated.
Yep. Yeah, and beyond everything that LA has to offer, I mean, Danger Dogs is definitely one of them. So make sure you jump on that. So, well, I think that was a good note to kind of finish off with. So, thank you guys for jumping on and talking about your experiences, and nice catching up with you guys. John, I don't know if we're gonna make our way out there at some point to the AX, but maybe we will. But otherwise, it was a fun. Sounds like a fun time. So we should do this again. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but whatever we do, I'm sure it'll be a fun time. So, you got anything else you want to say? I don't know. John, it sounds like you are just, beaming with anticipation.
What do you mean? Sounds like? I didn't say anything.
I was like, I very intentionally have not said.
The sound of silence.
I didn't respond to your invitation to AX. I did not say anything on your commentary for more topics.
This is true.
He's like, let's just wrap this up, okay? Let's wrap this as much as the bacon wrap hot dogs, okay? Let's get this going.
Right, let's make like a hot dog and wrap it up.
Well, it sounds like we've come to the end of another episode. So thank you for joining us, where we talk about our adventures and our favorite food groups. We're excited to bring you more and more and more. So reach out. We're here on Instagram at Dumb and Hungry. Mychow's at my_chow. You can email us at hi@dumbandhungry.com, where you can leave us your feedback and your love letters. You can find the videos here on YouTube. Won't you like, subscribe, and smash? You can also find the audio here on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else fine podcasts are served. But until next time, I'm Angelo.
I'm Mychow.
And I'm
the
Daniel.
successor.
Okay. And on your next food adventure, remember to try one of each.
Oh boy.
Of long.
That mission accomplished.